Hi guys, welcome to our Friday Handmade Happy Hour. I am Tracy, I own Print Cut Craft. We're going to be doing some crafting with DTF transfers today, and we're going to go over what does that look like. And so as you guys come in, say hi. Let me just make sure we're live on the right spot. Refresh my page. Yes, awesome. Okay. So we're going to be doing some fun crafting today, and I wanted to go over a couple notes of some changes that we posted on dates for things coming up in our workshops. And one of them that I need to change the date for, it's really only one that I need to change the date for, is our craft week. So if you've received any information from us lately, we've been putting in flyers about all the things coming up in October and November. Well, hey Cheryl, and but we're going to be doing a craft week, and I just switched the dates last night because we're not ready to ship those out the door this week, but we will starting next week. And so we're going to be doing craft week is going to be October 21st through the 25th, and I wanted to show you what we're making. So it's kind of large, so it's going to be a little hard to see, but we're going to be making a double-sided porch sign. So like this is the fall side, and then you can flip it over. We've got Christmas. And so like these you can keep all separate if you want, but the pumpkins on the back, they're not going to really, because they're really ornament shapes. It's going to be better if you make it into a porch leaner, or you can put it on your door. Hey, Rita. And that's what we're going to make for craft week, a double-sided porch leaner type sign. So that's going to be released this, weekend. Figure out where I'm going to put this sucker. And Rita, I did get your email. Your order's going out today. I think it was you who was asking about that. So that will definitely be in the mail today. So I want to go over what is a DTF transfer. Let me switch my camera to be this. And so I want to go over the transfers, but first I'm going to show you what we're going to be making with them. So today, this is what we're going to be making with the transfer. So when you get one of our bundles, this is only specifically for these specific kits, these craft bundles. We sell DTF bundles all the time or individually. And so this one is just going to come with some wood cutouts. So if you ordered fall, which was the one we're going to work on today, and I'll go over all of those, what's in there when we're working on the craft today, that one comes with the pieces that we're going to need. Hey, Janet. So we're going to get a wood tag. We're going to get a gift bag, because I want to show you that you can craft on so many different things with this, with DTF transfers. It doesn't have to just be a t-shirt. So that is what we're going to craft with today. Then if we happen to do the Christmas bundle, which will, if we do the Halloween one, we'll do that one next. This is the one, the fall one we're working on today. Halloween we're going to be working on next Friday. So for the next 3 Fridays, we're going to be doing these craft bundles. We're going to be crafting with them during our handmade happy hour. So for next week, we're going to be doing Halloween. And so we're going to be making this sign. So that is a DTF bundle. We're going to be doing this little mini sign. And then I'm going to show you how to make this cute little mini brim. So the little shelf sitter type thing. So that's Halloween. And then that would come with this wood cutout. So you get all the pieces to make your frame and then the little square. Then we're going to be doing Christmas. So this Halloween is October 4th. And then Christmas is October 11th. Hey, Jeanette. And so we're going to be making a fun busted canvas. This is the DTF part. This is just scrapbook paper, or I printed mine. So whatever you guys have on hand, and some miscellaneous greenery that you might have on hand. We're going to be doing pressing it onto a truck cutout. Yours is going to say Merry Christmas. This is the original one, because I was really kind of thinking I might like add vinyl, because you totally could add vinyl on top of here. Hey, Marla. But we're going to paint this, and we're going to press this big one on here for a sign. And then we have this fun thing, which is going to be our garden flag. And so this one took 5 different DTF prints to make this. So we have like 2 big ones, and then we have 3 small. And so this is perfect for being outside, because the DTF transfer is a plastisol type ink. And so that one, so the Christmas bundle comes with the pieces to make the truck This square is what we put the Santa on for the DTF. You get your flag and you get your canvas. So that's what comes with that bundle. And each bundle comes with around 8 DTFs, except for Christmas comes with 12. So that is what the lineup is. Let me show you. I'm going to need that one for today. Let me organize myself here. So we're going to go over real quick what is a DTF and what can you press them on, and what kind of heat presses you need. They're really, really easy to use. I'm going to show, you can go on our website. In fact, let me grab that link too. But also I have a note about the porch leaner class time change. I just showed, if you're just coming in, I just showed what we're going to be making for Craft Week, and I can show you again. But let me grab this link real quick for the bundles. I forgot to do that. Transfers. All right. Hey, Marla, how are you? I'll show again at the end of my live what we're going to be making for Craft Week, but today I'm going to be crafting with a mini iron. So you can do you could use a regular size iron, but I'm just going to do a mini travel size one. I'm also going to be, I heated up my big one behind me. I'm going to be using that one too. That one. And you could also use a Cricut heat press too. So there's lots of options. Regular iron, mini iron, but you have to do, if you're going to do an iron, it has to absolutely be no water, no steam. So let me show you what comes in the fall bundle. And so a lot of times, most people put DTFs on t-shirts. So like you could put this on your t-shirt and press it on there type of thing. I don't want to make t-shirts all the time. I know some people like making those, but I like to figure out what can you do with things in a different, unconventional way. I'm like, why not put them on all sorts of craft blanks? Because it totally works. So I'm just here to show you lots of ideas, and then you guys can just branch out and figure out what you want to play with. So this one comes with 8 DTF bundles. So this is the one we're going to use today. This one and this little guy, we're going to put it on a gift bag. And but this one comes with a few different 6 other designs. So these would be cute for a t-shirt, a tote bag, like you could put it on a gift bag. You could make this into a piece of wall art or a shelf sitter sign. Like you could do anything you want with these. So you get a variety of fall themed DTFs. And so basically a DTF, here's like a fun truck one. This would be cute as a sign, like a square frame. But basically a DTF is similar to sublimation in that it's a transfer of ink to your craft blank. But what's different from sublimation doesn't print white ink. And so ours have white ink on the back, unless you're doing our coasters, which I have one right here. Our coasters don't have white ink on them because I wanted them to be translucent so you can put them on the Christmas tree and the lights will shine behind them. I don't have any light behind me to show you that the light comes through, but it totally does. And so these don't have white ink on them, but all the rest of our DTFs we do have white ink on them. So that means I could put it on like any shirt or anything like that, and it's going to show up bright on any color. But what's so cool about DTF transfers is that you can put it on anything. It does sublimation. You have to do a poly cotton blend, or at least a poly blend of some kind. And then DTFs you can put on anything. It could be any kind of fabric, as long as your fabric doesn't melt when you heat it up, like a satin or like something like that. Not satin, but there's some like cheaper fabrics that if you heat it up with a heat press, they kind of melt. Not those fabrics, but like any type of t-shirt, sports like gear, like the sweat wicking kind of material, or hats, or where we're going to be doing wood signs for Craft Week. I just showed you what we're doing. We're doing it on wood. We're doing it on paper. We're going to make and a garden flag. So we're doing 3 different surfaces because the rest of it is wood for the crafting, but we've done it on acrylic, we've done it on metal. Like there's just a lot of different things you can put this on, so it just doesn't have to be just a t-shirt. But some people like just making t-shirts, and that's great too. So that's what this bundle is for this week's fall bundle that we're going to go over. And so I can save these to make something else with. So, but I'm going to pull out just the 2 that we're going to use today, which are these 2. So I'm going to open up my little bundle. Hey, Jill. And we're going to be crafting with some ribbon, painting. We're going to paint this. We're going to paint this guy first. Actually, we'll do that one second. We'll do the gift bag first because it's just so easy to do. And so you can, like literally, you're just going to, I'm doing 320 degrees. If you're doing an iron, I just have it set to, right before steam. Hey, Nancy. And so, Nancy, I bet you're having nice weather in Illinois. We're this close to being like fall-ish type weather. I can't wait because we've had a glimpse of like some nice breezes where I'm like, that feels kind of cool. That's not like 90 some degrees. And so, but today it's hot again. So I'm hoping we get some nice fall temperature soon. But anyway, so I just have mine set, no water in your iron if you're going to use an iron. But you could use an iron, a Cricut press, any kind of heat press. And I'm going to be using my big heat press on the bigger side. And so this one, whatever the temperature is right before you get to steam, I don't have a thermometer gun thing to check like what time or temperature. Temperature. But I know for my big heat press, I set it around 320. And so it could be anywhere from like 300 to 320. It just depends. Like, it depends on your heating heat press. But for the most part, it's going to take around 7 to 10, maybe 15 seconds. If you don't have a lot of pressure on it, it's okay for wood. It's really easy to press. But if you happen to be pressing on cotton, then in fact, next week for the Halloween one, I'll grab a t-shirt and I'll show you how to press it on a t-shirt too. But you have to, the more pressure, the better. So if you have one of these bigger heat presses, that's going to be like to your benefit. But I literally use my mini travel iron all the time too, because I just like this one versus the miscellaneous Cricut ones I find really heavy. And this one, I can still get it done. And it's not like cumbersome to like work with. So basically, this is how easy it is to press onto a surface. So depending on what you have, if you have a thick surface, you don't really want to have that bump there, which I don't think I have. No, we packed it. We're in the middle of trying to move and we have our house, half of it's packed. And so I don't have, if you have like one of those heat presses that when you press on it, it can absorb in some of the cushion. So then it would make this really flat. But we're just going to try it because I can easily do it on my heat press and just with the strong pressure would easily do this. But look, we're going to try it with the iron today. And then, but you can, if you want to fold this out of the way, just so you're really pressing on a flat surface would be nice. So I'm just going to fold that out of the way. And so basically, if you're going to do this with a little iron and not an overall press, I'm going to hold my hand down on one part of it, and then we're going to just go straight down. Don't move it, and don't float your hand forward or backward or anything, because the glue basically like heats up and melts. And so I'm just going to lift it up and put it straight down for 7 seconds or so. And I'm just going to rotate around the print. Oh, you're buffering? Oh, no. Sorry, Marla. So I'm just going around, and then once you kind of have it tacked, then you can kind of rotate it, your iron around there. But if you try to do that before it's really stuck to your whatever you're putting it on, the material in here, oh, and I heated up some glue on my counter. That's some hot glue on my counter and it heated it up on the back. And so then we're gonna let it cool. And so these do get hot to the touch with the iron or the heat press. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna peek and see how did we do. So let me switch my camera so this is bigger. I want to do this one this way. Okay, so this is pretty cool now. So what we're going to do is just peek. If I can pull it up and nothing is like this. See how it's like, it's not stuck down right there. So I need to put it back down and go back over that one little spot. So I'm just going to go back in and hold it down for a couple seconds. Then we have to let it cool again. But while that's kind of doing that, well, I might as well just let it cool a second. Oh, I'm coming in and out. Oh, I'm sorry, Marla. I don't know why that's happening. Also, for you guys that are here that have been to my retreat, I see a few of you who here have been to our retreat. I picked days. I picked some days, and so we're going to go with August 7th, 8th, and 9th of 2025. So, and then we just peel it up. Like once it cools, we just easily peel it up. You guys, what a fun way to like dress up some gift bags. If you don't know exactly what you want to do with some of these DTFs, if you don't want to make t-shirts with everything, you can easily just do a fun gift bag. This would be so cute if you did like some cheetah type things or orange tissue paper in here for a fun gift for your whoever that likes cheetah stuff or pumpkins or fall things. So that's an easy way to do it. And it's an easy way to get started practicing using your DTFs. Now, I think we're going to be starting to add samplers, a little sample one into our bundles or anything that we sell. So you guys can practice on something like paper or whatever. Oh, hey, Tammy, we're going to show you today. I just pressed this on the paper bag. And so I'm just using my little mini travel iron with no water, but I'm going to do my big heat press on this guy. But first we have to paint our, tag. So that's why oh, I just got paint on my, darn it. If you don't know this about me, you know that I'm like the klutziest crafter. Need to learn how to RLTO. RLTO. What is RLTO, Tammy? I don't know that one. Okay, so I'm just doing, this is just a French vanilla, just a cream. I'm just doing my disposable brushes, and we're just gonna paint this. And if you're new here at Print Cut Craft, we help people learn how to use their Cricut machine. We do DIY crafting, and we do DTF prints. And we have a monthly craft club membership. We're about to launch a new mini little membership called the Simplified SVG Society. And we're going to be releasing that during Craft Week. It's going to be so fun. If you are in our club, you are going to automatically get access to that. And we'll be explaining everything about that during Craft Week, which is switched to be October 21st through the 21st through the 25th. So it's in the evening. I know I'm already doing Jingle Mingle during the day. There's a bunch of crafters and other business people who are doing a little workshop live things Thursday and Friday. But my class is in the evening, so it doesn't really conflict with that time. And if you miss Jingle Mingle, or even if you miss some of our workshop part of the workshop, you can come back and watch the replays to either one of those. So we're just going to do it that time. And then coming up on October 10th, we are having something we've never done before. We are doing an anniversary event. So we're going to have some new releases that we're going to show you. We're doing some special things that are just for the anniversary event, some new kits. And then we're having doorbusters, freebies with purchase, all sorts of fun things to kick off that we're celebrating our 5 years doing this kind of crafting. I've been doing a craft business for quite a long time, more than that, like 5 more years than that. But since we're kind of doing just SVGs and the Cricut and stuff like that. I'm just using acrylic paint. This is just matte. I just went with what's in my craft stash. So this is just a French vanilla matte folk art. You could do anything. I've not tried spray painting and then doing, oh, my voice is going. I've not tried spray painting and then doing the DTF print on that. I've not tested that. I've always painted it. I guess I should test that one. But I've used chalk paint and just plain acrylic paint, and it works fine. So I'm going to dry this real quick, and then we're going to press on the DTF. I'm going to do it with my big heat press, and then we're going to make a bow and a little tag hanger thing for the big tag. My throat is so dry. So I need a cough drop. Today we had a couple dogs wander onto our property. They're so cute. If this seems wet at all, which this does, I need to dry it more. And so I rescued a couple puppies and we found their owner. So I'm glad because I can't take any more dogs. We already have 3. We're good. Okay. If you put your hands down on painted wood and it feels damp, it's not dry all the way. Surely that's good. Okay, I'll let this cool down a second, and then we're going to figure out where we're going to put this. And depending on your DTF print, most of them should hang over the sides just a little bit. So we're going to press it first, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to trim the excess off. But I wanted it to be overhanging on the design, so I printed it large enough for that. Just because I like things that are, I don't know, just overhanging on the sides or coming half off, half on, just because I feel like it creates interest. So this is just so cute. All right. I think this is good. This is where I'm going to place it. If you don't want to, where did I put it? There is heat tape. Oh, this. You can get heat transfer tape. And so if you want to tack things down, you totally can. So I'm just going to peel up some of this tape. It's not going to leave any residue or anything like that on your project at all. So I'm just going to tack it down. I use this more like if I'm doing t-shirts, because by the time you lift it up, I figure out my placement over here. By the time you lift it, move it over there. I could do it over there, but I only have a hinge arm and not a pull-out shelf on my heat press. And so I find it easier to just tape it over here if it's something that's going to move, although these don't. Oh, hey, Hannah. And then, so I'm going to press this for about 7 to 10 seconds. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put parchment down on top of it as well. And then I'm making sure it is underneath the press. And you just need some decent pressure for this. Hang on. Let me switch my camera. You need some decent pressure because I have wood. I'd have to like loosen the clamp. But since I've already been pressing it a couple seconds, it's going to be good to go. It should be good to go. So we're going to let this cool a second. And then we are going to see how we did. Sometimes, like, once it cools, you can tell, do you need to go fix anything? Do you need to go repress little bits of it? But generally, when you're using a big heat press, it's got great pressure that you don't really have trouble with that too much. Only occasionally, if you happen to be like putting something near like something thicker, like a seam or something like that. Yeah. Hannah, I was just saying, in case you missed it, I picked the dates for the retreat, and I'm going with the August 7th, 8th, and 9th. If you want to come, mark your calendar. We're going to be releasing more information about that in the next few weeks. So that way, some people were wanting longer payment plans for that. Okay, I'm going to flip this over, and while it's still cooling down, I've got an X-Acto knife. I'm just going to trim away, let me switch this camera, the excess. And so this is just cooling down still, it's still warm. So then I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to hold this and score the edge. I think they needed a new blade for this. There we go. And all right, so what we're going to do is once it's cooled down, we're going to peek and look. How did we do? It's still warm, but we should be able to, I think, peel it up. So first thing I'm going to do is carefully peel up where this tape is, and then we're going to peek. Is anything sticking down like it is right here? Like that pulled up just a little bit right here. So I'm going to put that right back down. And I already have this here. I could go back over to the big heat press, but I have this right here. So I'm just going to do a couple more seconds right there. And I'm just going to go over while I'm here, just give it a once over. You don't want to move around until it's really stuck to your board. And then we got to let it cool. Oh, Rita, the retreat is going to be in Houston in August. We've done one every year for the last few years, and we've done one in Dallas. We just did one this last summer in Tennessee, and then we're going to go back to doing it in Houston next year because we have a great location, super close to the airport and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that. So it's still warm. It just peels best when it's cool. So you don't have to do, I'm just showing you ways over the next 3 Fridays that you could craft with DTF transfers on and make different holiday crafts. But you can easily just put this on a t-shirt too. It doesn't have to be a craft. So I'm just going to peel it up. Is anything sticking? You can tell when it's kind of sticking because it will kind of resist a little bit. And then, but if it easily peels up and there's nothing on your carrier sheet, like you can press directly on here. I like to do parchment on the top just in case, but you can press directly on top if you don't need parchment paper. I just like to get in the habit of covering whenever I'm using my irons so I don't get anything on my irons or my heat press. Oh, awesome. Are you getting your kit today, Hannah? Hey, Pat, how are you? I wanted to show you guys because if you, oh wait, let me finish making this bow and then I'll show you what we're going to make for craft week too. All right. I just grabbed a bunch of ribbon. We're going to be doing a little handle here. So I'm going to loop it through and then pull it tight. And then we're just going to tie a knot on here. So if you want to hang it from something, you can, or it's just a little accent. You don't have to hang anything from it at all. This could be as long or as short as you like. And so then I'm just going to tighten it and then just trim the edges. Easy peasy. And then I need a little pipe cleaner. So I have a little scrap of pipe cleaner. You don't need, you could do a zip tie when you're making a bow. You could do thread. Like, what else do most people do? What do you guys do, Hannah and Rita and all you guys? What do you do with your cheater bows? Do you tie it with pipe cleaner like I do, or thread, or what do you do? A zip tie? So basically, I need a little knot. So we're going to make, this is called my cheater bow. So I needed this little faux knot at the top. And so I am going to Just do a loose knot. And then I want to make sure the print is on the front. So I'm just going to twist it so the design is on the front. And we're not pulling it too tight. I just want it to be like a little faux knot. And then I'm just going to cut like an inch and a half or so away. You don't need, like, I don't need all of this length. So I'm just going to trim it down to be like an inch and a half per side. You'll see. Are you still practicing your bows, Hannah? Yeah. So basically, we're going to be doing, the easiest way I can kind of describe it is to do a breast cancer awareness shape. So I'm just going to take some of this, and I can tell you, we'll measure it once I see what I want to do. I want to have some tails, and so I'm basically making the breast cancer awareness shape. I've got an X right in the middle, and then I'm just going to pull this loop down on top of the X. And so then if we were to cinch this up, we're going to make like a bow. So I think that is too big for this, so we're going to make it smaller. So we're going to do longer tails, or I can just shrink this and make it shorter. And so let's just test out this. And what's so fun about this is because I'm doing a pipe cleaner, you can totally undo it and then redo it again. So what I did was I did a bigger bow on the back and a smaller bow on top. So I can tell you exactly what size I did. So I did around 7.5 inches for the back and 6, just a little less, like 6 3/4 for the front. So let's see where I'm at. So this would be the front bow. That's 6 3/4. So I'm just going to take that. You can hold these if you want with the clip from the Dollar Tree. A lot of times I'll just hold this in my hand and do the next bow. But if you want to just kind of get it out of the way and that you have that, then, in fact, let me measure this. 28 inches, 28 inches, and that will get you your 6 3/4 inch size bow. And then some people I know are going to ask, like, how big is the loop? Well, it's a little big. So if I want to make it smaller, I'm just going to make the tails a little longer. Just check how I'm doing. All right, that's like 6.5, little 6 3/4, so that'll work. I'm just going to pinch it together in the center, and I'm just going to hold it with my clip for a second. And then we're going to repeat this with my other extra ribbon. I'm making sure the print is on the top. And then I'm just going to save the extra scraps. So let's see. You can tell too if like this is going to work because this is overhanging the edges. And so this one's going to be fine. So that'll work too. So then I'm just going to trim the tails, save this for something else. And I'm just going to cinch it together. So you can scrunch it with your fingers if you want. I'm going to adjust the tails in a little bit. I'm going to stack this one right on top. So I'm just going to grab it and stack it on top of each other. Then I'm going to take my little pipe cleaner. And it doesn't matter the color because we're going to cover it up. So we are going to pull it tight and then just cinch it together and twist tie. And then I'm going to trim away the little extra pieces. I like to keep these so like if I get paint and things like a little crevice in a board or something, I can use these to kind of clean out some of the paint. Okay, so this is where we're looking at. So I'm going to fluff it up and just see, do I like it? Is this what I like? Before I commit to this, I can undo this pipe cleaner and redo it. Oh no, Carol, no electricity. Wait, from the hurricane? You're that far north? Wow, that's crazy. I know I hadn't been watching the news. I knew there was a hurricane coming, but we were checking on my mother-in-law. She lives in Florida, and so I've seen some flooding there, but I had no idea. I know Jess said they're getting bad rain and all of that. I'm just putting the faux knot, I'm just gluing it and holding it in place. I'm just gluing it and holding it in place till it glue solidifies. But I know it seems like there's so many people who were affected by this terrible storm. I'm so sorry to hear that. We get a lot of that too here in Houston. Whenever the bad rains come, or the bad storms, we tend to lose power too. Okay, I feel like, I'm gonna see if I can pull, I can still, because I haven't glued the back, I feel like this side might be bigger than this side. So I'm just gonna see if I can make it a little adjustment, just a little bit, and then make it a little bit more even. Before I completely do it. I don't really want to undo the zip tie, but, or the twist tie, but okay. So then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to take this and we're going to glue it over on top of each other. So I'm going to do a little glue, and then I'm going to hold this down till it solidifies. It's hot, so be careful. Carol, I didn't realize you lived in Ohio. I didn't realize you were that far north. Then we're going to do a little bit more glue, and then I'm going to just hold that down. So we're just overlapping the flaps. And you got to let it cool down. And then I'm going to take some smaller scissors. I folded, like this was too much. This was too much of the ribbon. So I'm just going to trim it down. So it's just the part that's like glued onto the back. And so now we've got our front, and I'm going to glue it to the sign. And I think I'm going to glue it like right here. So I'm going to add a bunch of glue to the back. I just love using hot glue. You guys, I'm sure, have your preference on what kind of adhesive you like. So I'm going to hold this for a second till it cools down, and then we're going to trim the tails. And then we made a quick and easy sign. You guys, this is so doable, right? Who was saying, is it Tammy? No. Oh, you wanted to know how to do this, I think you were asking. But it's just so easy to use DTF transfers for lots of different things, but especially for crafting. So, and then we're going to trim the tails. So these can be as long or short as you want. So I'm going to fold them over and just cut a little notch. And then do the other one below it just a little bit longer. And try to match up, like I'm trying to, you can kind of measure this way a little bit. You can see one of these is a lot longer than the other. So I need to trim this one down because that one's shorter. And I don't like, I'm just a willy-nilly crafter. I don't measure like everything. I just go with what my heart wants to do. And then I'll give you guys an estimate of like, this is the size bow I did. And I feel like I want this shorter because I want to see the pumpkin. So we're going to just shrink this just a little. That's actually pretty good. Throw away my trash. You guys, so cute. Let me show you. So you could hang it from a hook, you could hang it from a door, you could do just a wall hanging. So easy to craft with DTFs. Next week we're gonna oh, when you've been to Cincinnati. I want to live on a lake. If she lives on a lake, you're having whitecaps because I know you guys are getting tons of wind, and hopefully you guys are not getting too much damage, and hopefully it's just rain. That would be ideal. The problem we have too in Texas is that you get so much rain and the ground can only absorb so much, and then it's got nowhere to go. And so that's why in our area, at least, like it's definitely not good when we get into the hurricanes. Okay, so we did one. So this is the fall bundle. So we took 2 of the 8 DTFs and we made them into crafts. So if you want to order this, you can go to our shop and purchase it. But it comes with it comes with a paper bag and a wood tag. You just need to have ribbon and paint and like rope or whatever you want to do to tie anything off the top. Totally up to you. But that's what we got going on for that. But I wanted to show you for the people who are just coming in that I showed in the beginning, Craft Week. I changed the dates to Craft Week to be October 21st to the 25th. It's in the evening all week because I needed a little bit more time to get our signs ready. So what we're going to be doing is a double-sided porch cleaner. And so this one I am going to go back in and add a DTF or a vinyl cutout with like some fall saying we have. So on one side it's going to be fall and the other side it's going to be Christmas. And then you can make all your swags. We're making 6 swags. These can come off, they're Velcro. The top 2 can come off for sure. So if you flip it over, you won't see it. And then depending on if you want to take, like this one's pretty large. So this is a Velcro one too. And that one too. But this one, you don't really need to be Velcro, but you totally could if you want to store it flat. And then the one on the bottom is Velcro too. Does that look funny? Oh. I was like, where's that cut off? So each sign is 17.5 inches. I didn't measure like the whole height. So I'm like 5'2". So I'm guessing this is around 48 inches. But what's so fun is you can keep all of these separate. They come separate. We're going to make them all separate. This one I did with transfer stencil material and just did my own paint choices. During the live workshop, I'm going to be showing you how to do it with vinyl. And then I'm going to show you how to paint some pumpkins. And then we're going to do a vinyl saying on this guy too. So Hannah, it's all going to be in a square box. We're not doing a really tall one because that's just too hard to ship. And so you guys are going to attach it together yourself. And so that's going to be what we're going to do for Craft Week. If you're interested in that, we're going to release the workshop this weekend. Are you not? Oh, Dawn, yes, you can. Well, you can't get it right this second. This kit, you can get it this weekend. I'm almost finished with it, and we're going to be posting the link for Craft Week. Craft Week, if you guys are a club member, you still have to pay for Craft Week. We're having your mini maker that you guys do get free in November, and that's going to be a super fun one. We're making a bunch of different signs and showing you how to reuse them in different ways. So we're making like a little collection of stuff like that. So if you're a club member, you do get the class for free for that one. If you want a kit, you can buy a kit or not. But for Craft Week, it's $10 for the workshop. And it's still going to take us all week. This is a lot. It seems like it's going to be a lot more simple than the last Craft Week, which was bananas. We made 9 different projects. But this one takes a little while because I did stenciling on one whole side, like all the Christmas stuff I did stencil. So during the live, I'm going to show you can do it quicker with just vinyl. It's just that vinyl only comes in so many colors. And so if they don't have the color you want, then it might just be, that's why then you might want to, like if you wanted to match specific colors in your home for your home decor or whatnot, then you might want to do stencils with paint so that way you can make it custom. So you got lots of choices. The ornaments you can just keep separate if you want to keep them separate and not stick them together. It's totally up to you. It's just that if you flip it over and make it into a pumpkin, it's not going to really look like a pumpkin because it looks like an ornament. And so that's why we have the swags to kind of cover up where it looks like an ornament or not on the pumpkin side. So little trickery there, but you can totally do it where everything is Velcro. All the swags are Velcro. We're making 6 different swags for that. And the kit will be an optional add-on, or you can just, we're giving you a supply list. You can just go shop your craft room and then go figure out and get some of the supplies yourself too. So that's happening October 21st through the 25th. It'll be released this weekend. We'll send an email out and post on social about it too. And then we are going to be doing our anniversary event. Mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th. We're going to be releasing some new craft kits, some new DTF craft bundles that we've not done before. And then we're going to be doing doorbusters, and we're doing free things with purchase. And so Rob's busy making one of the free items right now. So I will show you next week what some of those sneak peeks of what some of that stuff's going to be. It's going to be so fun. Rita, I don't know the price of the kit just yet. That's what I'm down to, is figuring out the price of the kit. Otherwise, I'm almost ready to release that. It's going to be probably similar-ish to anything we did for Craft Week. I don't remember what those prices were, so I got to go back out. But back out, I got to go add it all up. So that's what I was doing this morning. And then once I get the price, then I think I'm pretty much ready to release it and post it for you guys. So I can get back to you later today with what that'll be. All right, guys, I will chat with you later. Next Friday, we're going to do our next bundle, which is the Halloween DTF crafts. And so we're going to be making a sign. We're making a mini sign. I'm going to show you how to make a mini broom. And so if you do want to, I got to find it, but I don't know where it's at. I went and got like the mini broom, so like you can sweep with, and the natural kind of fibers. And so I cut that up. And so that's what I'm going to be making this little guy. So I'm going to show you this. So this is like the broom material. I used a wine cork and a skewer. So, and some twine. And you need a rubber band, like especially if you have girls and you happen to have like the clear rubber bands, like for your hairs, that would work perfect for this. So if you don't have a rubber band, it's just much easier if you do. So if you have something like that. So we're going to be making this to match our little mini sign for Halloween. And then I'll go find a t-shirt to show you next week too, pressing on a t-shirt as well. And then the October 11th, the Christmas one, that's doing 3 crafts, and we're doing an explosion canvas. Is that what you guys call it? Exploding canvas? I forget. Everybody calls them something different. And so that class is going to take a bit longer because we're doing 3 crafts in that one instead of just 2. So I will see you guys back here Friday. Oh my gosh. Next Friday for Handmade Happy Hour at 1 p.m. And then keep your eyes peeled for the Craft Week information if you want to join us for that fun workshop coming up. Chat with you later, guys.